Pan Tomàquet, or bread with tomato, is a standard Spanish tapa and a staple of Catalan cuisine. And it's just 2 ingredients, but how you put them together makes all the difference.
Absolutely, yeah. As you said, it's just tomatoes and bread. It doesn't get any simpler, does it? But it's greater than the sum of its parts.
Awesome.
So we're gonna start with 2 or 3 tomatoes. I know that I'm gonna need 3 because they're medium size. You really want thick skin and a high quantity of juice.
Okay.
So I'm gonna cut these in half across the equator. We're gonna leave the skins behind and just grate the pulp. Grating it on the large holes of a grater. You just wanna hold it. You can see all that beautiful pulp coming out right there, right? That's all the flavor of the tomato is really in the pulp. The key is that they are juicy tomatoes. You do not want to use plum tomatoes here because those are not high in juice. So we get all of that pulp.
That smells so good.
So I have about 1.5 cups of tomato pulp here. I'm just gonna add 1/2 of a teaspoon of table salt and just stir it together. Pretty basic, pretty simple.
Basic.
Yep. Okay, so now I'm gonna just move on to the bread.
Okay.
Here we have a loaf of ciabatta. In Catalonia, they use a bread called pan de cristal. It's often compared to ciabatta, which is what we're using today. So the ciabatta has a nice crust, and it also has that open, airy crumb, and it's perfect for this recipe.
Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna cut this in half horizontally.
Oh, look at those big holes.
Check that out,
I
yeah.
love it.
All right, so I'm just gonna cut this into 2-inch pieces. Okay, so now I'm gonna just broil this for 2 to 4 minutes. I have the oven rack set about 6 inches away from the heating element, and we're gonna let it go until it's nice and crusty and golden brown. All right.
Those are perfectly toasted.
They're beautiful, right?
Yes.
So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna rub each piece of toast with 1/2 clove of raw garlic. And this is optional, but it really does kind of pull everything together. And so you can go lightly over the crust so that the rough surface of the bread is gonna like juice the garlic.
Yeah, almost like sandpaper.
Exactly, yep. Now I'm just gonna transfer them to a serving platter. I do recommend, if you're serving this to guests, to toast the bread right before you serve it. You really want that warmth. All right, excellent. And here we have our tomatoes, our tomato pulp. All right, so now I'm just going to spoon the tomato mixture evenly over each one. So you want those juices so that the crust and the open crumb of the bread can really capture them. It's roughly about 1 to 2 tablespoons of tomato pulp per toast. Oh, so pretty, isn't it?
It's really pretty.
We have 3 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil here. I'm just gonna drizzle a little over each one because this is gonna add fruitiness and richness. Last but not least, flake sea salt. Flake sea salt is, if you don't have it, you need to get it. 3 or 4 flakes, it just makes your mouth come alive.
And the texture, that little bit of crunch,
Yeah.
I love it.
All right, Julia.
Good enough to eat.
Good enough to eat. You want to grab one? I forget which ones were the garlicky ones, which ones were the lighter ones. Well, we shall see, right?
I forgot
Yeah.
too. I'm gonna go for this guy.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I'm gonna go for this guy.
Oh, gorgeous.
Yep. I'm just gonna dive in.
You're gonna dive in? It really just transforms into something completely different. Just tomatoes and bread, a little olive oil and salt, but together, it's magic.
The garlic comes through nicely, but the texture, that's like what I love. It's heaven, isn't it?
This is delicious, Erin. Thank you.
You're welcome.
If you want to make this Catalan favorite, start with perfectly ripe tomatoes and use a grater. Toast ciabatta bread using the broiler and finish with good olive oil and flake sea salt. From America's Test Kitchen, a simple but terrific recipe for Pan Tomàquet. This is incredible.
So good, isn't it?
At Cooks Illustrated, we're food nerds. That's why every recipe we develop involves research, cooking science, and rigorous testing by our team of expert test cooks, before being tested by our dedicated community of 40,000 home cooks. Only the highest rated recipes earn a place in our award-winning magazine. Every issue features our latest recipes and discoveries, cooking tips, and equipment and ingredient reviews. Our step-by-step photos and hand-drawn illustrations show you exactly how to succeed. What you won't see, even a single page of advertising. We've worked for home cooks like you for over 30 years. So, are you ready to become the best cook you know? Subscribe to Cooks Illustrated magazine at cooksillustrated.com today.
We hope you enjoyed this video as much as we enjoyed making it.
Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel.
And if you're ready to take your cooking to the next level, head over to americastestkitchen.com and get a free all-access trial membership.
While you're there, you can sign up for our free email newsletters and download our app.
With unlimited access to over 14,000 of our test kitchen recipes and 8,000 product reviews, you'll have everything you need to cook and learn.
So I ask, what are you waiting for?
Let's make something great together.